Hello! So this is my very first time doing a merchandise review like this, so I apologize if this is very awkward. I'm going completely off the cuff, I have absolutely no script, and I'm just kind of saying what I feel like I want to say, but recently I went into my local Smiths, and they got in the new Thomas & Friends 2026 merchandise, so I picked up 3 items. I picked up Thomas and Annie, the metal collection, Thomas and Annie. I picked up Henry as well, and I also picked up the Troublesome Truck as well. I had no clue the singles were in stock yet, but yeah, the singles are in stock, which is nice to see. Yeah, they also had the motorized stuff in. They've had the motorized stuff for a while. I didn't get any of the motorized stuff. I'm gonna wait to get the motorized stuff later because I've heard a lot about the quality issues of the motorized stuff. But yeah, it's a very interesting state the Thomas section is in Smiths right now, because we're currently in a really transitional period where we're going from All Engines Go and the 80th stuff to this new style, and it's very, very weird, very, like, it's not really consistent at all. I do like that kind of stuff, though, when we're going from an old era to a new era, and it's kind of cool seeing it happen in real time. So yeah, I wasn't really that interested in the All Engines Go stuff. The show wasn't that bad from what I saw. It just wasn't really what I wanted from Thomas, so I never collected any of the All Engines Go stuff. But when I learned about this new Thomas like reboot, I got pretty interested because it looked a lot more like Thomas to me, and the toys actually looked pretty good. It looked like Mattel was actually stepping up their game and putting in a lot more effort to what they were doing prior to All Engines Go. I know the 80th anniversary stuff was really good. I didn't get much of the 80th anniversary stuff because I only just got back into Thomas. I did get the Metal Collection Thomas as well as the Talking Thomas from that line, which I will compare the 80th Thomas to this. But yeah, very interesting style that they've gone for. I know everyone's talked about new faces and the weird, like, photoshopped renders of the characters, which kind of looks like they're made by an AI, which, I mean, it's not made by an AI, which is good, but it still looks very uncanny. But yeah, it's a very weird, like, style, but I do like it. I got very used to the faces now. The faces look pretty good, honestly. Like, I really jive with this Thomas face. Like, I wasn't really a big fan of it at first, but this looks like Thomas now. This looks like Thomas to me. Yeah, on the back, you will see all the engines in the assortment. Henry, James, Gordon, Annie, Thomas, and Henry Oliver. These are all the deluxe and 2-pack stuff. And these are all the singles: Thomas, Percy, Diesel, Rosie, Troublesome Chuck, Harold, and Toby. I'm probably not going to get much of the singles right now because they're like £6, I think. And these are £8, so it just makes more sense to buy the 2-pack. But yeah, I'm going to open these up and I'll see what these are like. And yeah, I'll get my thoughts out on these. Okay, I'm going to attempt to open these on camera. I'm doing this one-handed because I don't have like a stand. I'm going to completely ruin the package. This is a one-take wonder. But yeah, this is my first time opening. Yeah, that's just what happens with these types of toys. Maybe also if I get opening it on camera and Thomas is free and yeah, that's Thomas. That's definitely a Thomas right there. And then Annie. Let's get Annie out. Ooh, yeah. I heard that these were plastic, that the tops were plastic. Yeah, that does. Yeah. I'm gonna get the rest open off camera just to save myself the embarrassment of, opening these on camera. But yeah, I'll get my thoughts and everything out once they're all opened. So here they are, they're all opened, and first of all, I don't think I actually talked about the packaging style, but then again, I completely mangled the packaging, so you can't really, see all of it now, but I do really like the new packaging. It feels a lot more vibrant to me, like it pops out a lot more in a store, I'll throw up like a picture of the old style Thomas packaging right next to this. And yeah, like the stuff that we had from, end of CGI to All Engines Go to 80th, the packaging wasn't bad, but this just looks a lot more nicer to me. Like, this feels more vibrant, this feels more like eye-catching. It reminds me a lot of the Cars diecast packaging, like comparing this to just any given Cars package from any point in time. Like, this feels more Cars coded to me, especially like the new from 2026 right there. Yeah, I really like the packaging. Yeah, also the logo is different. I don't really care about the new logo. It looks good. But yeah, it is a cool logo. I don't really care or mind about the new logo. But now let's get into the engines, which is why I brought these little plastic metal die-cast thingamabobs. So, first, Thomas. First I wanted to look at the face, and yeah, the face, I don't really hate the face. I think he looks a little weird, especially like on first sight. I think the problem is kind of his smile. Like, his smile is kind of like big. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind the colored irises. I think they look fine. I think Thomas looks a lot better on the packaging than in the toy. But yeah, like what the face does. But let's look at the side, and Thomas is quite detailed. So yeah, you have basically all of the elements you'd expect from Thomas. You know, his funnel, his dome, his cab. Everything is pretty, like, close to how you'd expect a Thomas to look. Like, nothing's really squashed or out of proportion. The wheels are pretty good. Yeah, they're good wheels. No side rods or anything, which the 80th stuff had. I don't really care about the side rods. I think the side rods were a bit too chunky when you looked at the engines from the front on the 80th stuff, but I mean, it's not a big deal that the side rods are gone, in my eyes. I like that pretty much everything is as you'd expect from a Thomas. There's a few problems. I think the buffers are kind of the problem, or one of the problems. There's no paint buffers, no splash of white on the running board, no painted whistles either, which is really weird, because the 80th stuff had colored whistles. They weren't painted, they were just like molded in separately. But yeah, yeah, I think this is a pretty good Thomas. He's quite light. Like, you compare this to like an older Take-Along, he's very light. But he reminds me a lot of the Take-Along stuff, and I don't have my Take-Along Thomas with me right now. I have no clue where he is. So I'll just throw up a Percy instead. And yeah, like, he really reminds me of the classic Take-Along and early Take-and-Play before the fat dumb magnets were introduced. And speaking of fat dumb magnets, that's the coupling system of this new Thomas. We've gone from the hook and loop to the dumb magnets from late Take-and-Play, as well as Wooden Railway. I have no clue why, though. Like, why are we back to magnets? Like, it feels weird, but of course the big question is, can this connect to Take-and-Play? And no surprise, it can connect, yeah. Yeah, very loose. Of course, these are two different toys and two different magnet sizes, but I wanted to look at the dumb magnet Percy as well. I have a dumb magnet Percy here. And yeah, he just wants to run away from the dumb magnet Percy, and fair, but from this side, I'm pretty sure they'll connect. Yeah, it's odd. It's a very odd sight. It's kind of cool though, having the new Thomas toy connect to this Percy, which is from my childhood. It's very, very cool. This Percy wasn't from my childhood. I got him at like a car boot sale like a couple of years back, well, months back actually. I got him for a few months back, but yeah, like, it's very, very neat having this Percy connect to this Thomas, and this is the new Thomas that's coming out. So yeah, kind of neat. Now on to Annie. Well, actually, before I go on to Annie, I want to compare some old Thomases. Well, I don't have the, the push-along, well, the take-along. I don't have the take-along Thomas of Days Gone Old, because I have no clue where my old one went. And I don't have a new one just yet, but of course I wanted to compare to the 80th anniversary Thomas, and it's very clear to me that this was kind of like a practice, I guess, for this. And I mean, there's a lot of differences. I've noticed the roof of the cab is a bit, like, tiny little bit longer. Of course, no paint on the buffers, no side rods. But yeah, like, I mean, this Thomas was great. This was one of the, oh dear. This was probably one of the best Thomas diecast models we've probably ever had. I mean, it's not perfect, but like, for, you know, compared to, you know, the stuff Mattel was putting out a few years prior, it was a massive step up, and I think he looks really good, and it's quite clear that this was kind of the basis for this. And like, yeah, there are a lot of differences that I can see. His dome is a bit smaller. These are new details. I don't really know what those are. The train bus will help me out on that. Yeah, like, yeah, his cab's a lot taller. Well, the roof of his cab is a lot taller. Yeah, yeah, and he doesn't look as fat, because one big problem with the Trackmaster push-along stuff was they were just quite fat. There's a 2019 push-along. Yeah, this looks more perfect to me. This looks more like an engine than just like, than that. And I guess I'll compare push-along Thomas. Oh dear, they've fought on each other. Yeah, I'll compare 2019 push-along Thomas to, you know, 2026 Metal Collection Thomas. No surprises as to what I think is better. This one is not good. You know, the fresh cab and everything, and just everything. Just, I don't know why Mattel was doing this, other than, you know, it was cheaper. But you compare this to this, and like, ooh, this is like chalk and cheese, really. So yeah. Also, I have Thomas Adventures Thomas. Yeah, pretty similar, except he has different coupling. This one wasn't too bad. It was fine from, you know, just like compared to, you know, compared to 2019 Thomas, this is like a masterpiece. But yeah, I think this is a pretty good Thomas. I haven't yet to look at how he runs on tracks. I'm gonna do a little bit of track comparison. I have none of the new track yet, but I do have a bunch of the older track that I will have a little look at in a minute, but I want to look at Annie next. Yeah, so Annie. I was warned prior that Annie would be plastic, like a plastic head, and yeah, it's not metal. Like, I don't think it's, well, it's not all metal. Like, the body is plastic. It's got a metal chassis, but the actual, like, housing is plastic, which it feels kind of like a ripoff, honestly. I mean, to be fair, you're only paying a little bit extra compared to if you're buying, you know, this Thomas individually. So it's not that bad of like a ripoff or anything, but it's very unfortunate. I mean, I would rather have Annie than not have Annie. I do like Annie's new design. I do kind of like that she has a grey face now. I don't know like what the overall opinion is on that. I don't actually have any push-along Annies on me, or Metal Collection Annies. I do have this. This was from the Talking Classic Thomas that we got last year. And yeah, these are two very different faces. But I do really like this face. This is a pretty good, like I don't know, like, I think them adding the grey to, you know, to Annie's face, it was a bit weird at first, but I've gotten pretty used to it, and I really like it. No name on the side. They've gotten rid of most of the names on most of the characters because, you know, international releases, I guess. But yeah, nothing really on the back. It's just a bit disappointing that this is just like a plastic head and it's got like a metal body. But I mean, again, I would rather have Annie than not have Annie. And yeah, you can connect them together. This would be nicer with a Clarabelle. I know Clarabelle's coming in that 2-pack with Percy. But yeah, for now, this is cool. To be honest, I don't really have that much to say. I want to check like magnet like strength. Let me just wiggle Thomas around a little bit. Yeah, he's just gonna go flying. Well, she, but yeah, compared to the older Taken plays, I might go and grab another Taken play in a sec. Just give me a sec. Yeah, here's a Charlie, and like the wiggle test is Yeah, it stayed on quite a bit longer. I don't know if I was being as violent as when I was throwing Annie around. But, yeah, like, these are definitely weaker magnets. And of course they're one way as well. So, you know, you point Annie this way and she'll just go running away. But also, I actually forgot to look at the, Thomas Wood and Railway. This is a Thomas Wood, everyone's favorite, right? And look at how they connect up to this, and yeah, this works. This really works. Obviously, you know, one-way magnets, so they won't connect the other way. But yeah, I think it's cool that they did this. I know Wooden Railway is dead now. The line ended like, last year, I think. But and I know this is a Thomas Wood as well, so it's not completely accurate, but you know, like, you can connect your recent 2022 Wooden Railway stuff, or any era Wooden Railway, or Thomas Wood to the new stuff, which is really nice. It's kind of similar to Take and Play in that manner. But yeah, back to Annie. Annie is fine. I'm a bit disappointed that she's mostly plastic, because you're expecting, like, a metal die cast, and you just get a mostly plastic with, like, a metal chassis, but oh well, it was only like a couple quid extra than just buying Thomas individually. And I'd rather have Annie than not have an Annie, if you get what I mean. I'm gonna save Henry for last, but I wanted to have a look at the Troublesome Truck, and I mean, I do like the model. I like the face as well. The face is quite expressive, but I think the big killer in terms of the Troublesome Truck as a single is that there's no load. There isn't a load at all. Like, you don't really, like, you want to carry something in this. Like, you expect, like, I don't know, like a bit of coal or something. Like, the Troublesome Truck that they released, like, in 2019 range had, like, a load when you brought him. But this has nothing. And, like, you can't really carry anything. So, I mean, I guess you can just stick your Thomas Adventures in there and have Thomas take him somewhere. I don't know, but I mean, like, I mean, I think Person might actually be a better fit. My take on Person. Yeah, he fits perfectly in there. Yeah, I mean, like, I like the Troublesome Truck. I mean, one problem I do also have is if I can find... Oh, I can't find the packaging. I don't know where I put the packaging. But yeah, like, he's not as detailed as he is on the packaging. Like, I mean, this isn't anything new for Thomas. Like, oh, you know, we've had this for years. But, like, with all the added details and, like, kind of, like, the writing of a lot of the problems of previous eras of Thomas, like, in terms of toys with this Thomas, like, in terms of, you know, actually adding detail in comparison to, you know, 2019 stuff, like, you know, like, it's great that they're adding more detail, but, like, I would expect more detail on this, and this just doesn't really have that much. And I mean, I know I can fix it with, like, a Sharpie or whatever, but, like, I do expect to get a bit more detail out of the box. And also, just, like, I do wish there was an actual load. It's like, and, like, I feel like £5, I would rather buy another engine instead of this, but, like, I mean, you can never have enough Troublesome Trucks, and, like, I know they'll be releasing plenty of loads for these in, like, the multi-packs or whatever. But it's a fine Troublesome Truck, and, like, the expression is great, and, like, it would be fine. Like, it's not bad. It's not bad. That's the problem. It's not bad. I think it needs a bit more, like, just like a load would just totally fix this and make this a much better product, in my opinion. But yeah, that's my thought on the Troublesome Truck. And our last, but certainly not least, is Henry, and I really do like the Henry. The face is a little weird. Like, he's got kind of a weird face, but it does feel like a Henry face. Like, it feels pretty close to like a Henry in my eyes. But the thing I love about the Tender engines is that they've really gone and just, like, they've gone ahead and given them all of the correct wheel arrangements, which is something that they stopped doing in, like, the later Take and Play days. And I'm so glad that they're doing this again, because, you know, like, I just think, like, if you're buying, like, a character like Henry, you expect him to look like Henry, and this looks like Henry. You know, not classic Henry, but this looks a lot like how I'd expect Henry to look in the show, and he's connecting to Thomas. Yeah, I like that we've, you know, got, like, bogies, like an individual bogey set, which is really nice.
The face is kind of weird. I think I might have already said that, but yeah, the face. I mean, like it's a Henry face. It's a pretty good Henry face, but you know, like the face is kind of hit and miss with this new 2026 stuff. But I don't think this face is too bad. Henry is pretty like he's quite like big, and it's tender as plastic. But I mean, I don't really mind. One thing I do like is that they've attached the tender to the engine, which is great because I can't tell you how many times I go on like, you know, like shopping websites online and I see, you know, take and play engines for sale, but they're missing their tenders. So keeping their tenders together, like, you know, like Erdl stuff, like it's really, really nice that they've done that. Yeah, I'm quite satisfied with this Henry. Other than the plastic tender and just generally like, well, I mean, the plastic tender is pretty much the main problem. Stop connecting. Yeah, the plastic tender is kind of the main issue, but I don't think it's as egregious as Annie having like a plastic top and like a metal chassis. Is this metal? It doesn't feel like metal. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if it's metal. Yeah, this is plastic. Yeah, I don't think it's as egregious as Annie that these are plastic, but it's still kind of lame. But yeah, that's Henry, and Henry's quite a cool little model, and I do like the Henry that we've got.
Alright, one more thing I want to do is I want to look at different types of Thomas track and see what these new engines can run on. So obviously I'm going to start out with Trackmaster 2, which was the previous iteration of Trackmaster Track that we got. Yeah, I'm going to put Thomas and I'll put the Troublesome Truck there as well. So yeah, let's start and... Okay, I think... Yeah, they're kind of like riding it in between the rails a little bit, but yeah, it works. I've also put a set of points here to see if it will work with points. I'm not 100% sure if it does. Okay, well, it works forward. Let's try going this way. Yeah. Yeah, it works. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm not sure why I expected. Trackmaster 2 track is... Okay, well, oh, okay. Okay, it feels a bit kind of rough when you put it across the point going forward. Not sure if I like that. And yeah, the truck's starting to derail a little bit. Yeah, and he's gonna go falling down into the void. But yeah, I mean, this works. I mean, you're not supposed to use this Thomas with this track, but considering this was the previous version, I don't have any of the, like, the All Engines Go specific track, which was like a different kind of style, but I do have the previous version, which is basically the same connectors, same everything. But yeah, yeah, he works on Trackmaster 2, totally fine. I'm gonna try Trackmaster 1 next.
I'm actually filming this after I finished most of the review, but it just came to me, why don't I try using Henry to test out some of this track? And yeah, so I'm trying out Henry on Trackmaster 2. He goes up the point, totally fine. Let me try getting him. He's a bit of a tight fit. Let me put it in this way, and yeah, it works. It works totally fine.
Alright, so Trackmaster 1, basically the same gauge as Trackmaster 2, so, I mean, I probably shouldn't, you know, be surprised that it works. Let me try, of course, going through the points. Oh dear, he's starting to derail.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem, is that they're a lot thinner than the previous version, which is fine. I don't really mind that, but it's causing them to kind of derail a little bit sometimes when they're going through these points.
But yeah, I think it works. I think it works totally fine on Trackmaster 1, and I expect Tomy will be the same. I don't have much Tomy track. I think I have a little bit, and I can just put Thomas on this point. Yeah. And let me send Thomas going the other way. I think he just... Hold on. Yeah, going this way, he changed his point. Did he do that on Trackmaster 1 as well? Yeah,
when he goes through, he changes the points so that it yeah, so like it changes directions. Huh, interesting. I doubt that will be, you know, good for you know, like okay, well, it's fine when he goes forward, but backwards, yeah, it's a bit of a problem backwards. So if you've got like another engine coming through, you have to manually set them, which isn't that big of a problem, I don't think, but still, like, yeah, this obviously is not made for this track, but still, like, I like seeing whether or not it works or not with previous iterations of track, because, you know, they're introducing a new track, and I think the new track looks pretty good. Like, I'm definitely excited to try it out. I haven't got any because I'm not gonna invest like 30-40 quid on a set just yet because, you know, money is tight right now, but I just wanted to try him on like the previous Thomas track, and oh dear, yeah, he looks totally fine on this. Now I'm gonna try Take Along as well, because I've got a Take Along track, and let's see if he will work on that. I think it's gonna work a lot better than on my Trackmaster. Before I do Take Along, this is also being filmed after I finished most of the filming, but I just wanted to test Thomas going backwards on the point on Trackmaster 2. Yeah, the exact same thing happens, where he just changes the where it goes if you have it set to here, which is very annoying. Did it do this with all the previous ones? Let me try. Oh, yeah, it just did that with all of the previous versions of the push along. Let me try, you know, Trackmaster 1. Yeah, it just does that with all of them. Okay, so that was kind of a bit of a non-event, really, but I mean, it's a discovery. I had no clue that it would have done that prior, so it's not this Thomas's fault. Don't worry. Okay, let's try Take Along, Take and Play, the second iteration of Take and Play track, and yeah, I mean, again, probably shouldn't be surprised that this works. I think this type of Thomas is perfect for your Take and Play stuff. Like, I mean, because of course he has magnets as well. Yeah, he works totally fine. Points are not an issue because you just push along. Okay, well, the truck just kind of got caught on the edge of the track. And, oh dear, well, the track's breaking apart on me now. But yeah, works totally fine on Take and Play. Not really surprised. Let me try Henry on, this is the Timber Sheds Take and Play set. And yeah, he's a bit too wide. Yeah, for this track. Not exactly the best runner, unfortunately. Let me get him on the turntable. Yeah, he's way too big for the turntable onto the sheds. I mean, I could kind of get him, like, into the sheds, but even then, like, I tried getting him into the sheds, and he just doesn't really, he doesn't really fit. He's too long, but that's not a bad thing. I mean, I like that Henry is just such a long, detailed model in the first place. It's just when you're using it with older sets from, you know, before these toys were made, there can be some compatibility issues. Yeah, like Henry's tender will go off the rails, potentially. One thing that I might do is just push Henry's tender like this, because it's not really as bad, I think. Yeah, see, it's when you get to the curves that's kind of the problem, because it's just Henry just, yeah, he's just not very good on the curves, unfortunately. And since it wasn't really that fair that I didn't give Thomas a little run on the set, yeah, here he is. He works totally fine. And, yeah, he can fit properly inside the shed with the door shut, you know, like Henry. Yeah, so that's nice. Alright, Thomas Wooden Railway, as well as some other, like, off-brand wood track. That was the first thing that I saw in the box. And, yeah, works totally fine on the wooden track. Can go through points totally fine. Yeah, not really surprised considering, you know, this is the perfect gauge for wood. It's very funny whenever I would see like on the previous era of Thomas toys, when you'd see they say like, oh, the the Metal Collection engines do not work on wood track, even though, yeah, they do. Well, they didn't there, but, you know, they work. But yeah, like, this works totally fine for wood, and wooden railway, and any off-brand, wooden track. Not surprised, but I think that's pretty much all the track that I wanted to compare, really. That's all the track that I've got. I don't have the new track. I mean, there's probably other train brands that I could compare to, but I don't have many other train brand tracks. But yeah, that's basically all the track that I wanted to look at and compare the new Thomas to and see what he works on. I mean, he works on pretty much everything, really. And here's Henry as well, and, I mean, he worked. You're like, I'm not really seeing any derailments, really, either way. Yeah, I think he works. I mean, probably if there's a bit of a tighter setup. Okay, well, the tennis kind of coming off, but, I mean, if it was a bit more of a tighter setup, then maybe, he would derail, but I think he's fine here. Like, I think this might be good for Henry. But I don't really have that much wood track right now, so yeah, this is just kind of like a little test to see how Henry would run on the track. So yeah. Also, just because I can, yes, he'll work on Super Station track. Very obvious because he works on Trackmaster 2, but he can live with all of your other engines on your Super Station if you have one. So that's kind of cool, I guess. Okay, so I think that's pretty much all I have to say on this new range of Thomas diecasts, and overall, I think this is a pretty good first impression, and I'm definitely going to collect the rest of these. Annie is unfortunately a very big disappointment. I mean, I would rather have Annie than not have Annie, but just having Annie be plastic on top instead of fully metal is a bit of a shame. Yeah. She's not bad, but, like, she's just, it feels like I'm kind of being ripped off a little bit. But again, she was only, like, £2 extra, so, yeah, what are you gonna do? The Troublesome Truck is also fine, but, like, I hate that we don't have a load for it, like, in the single. So you just kind of have to, like, basically make something up, and I just, like, I'm just decided to just throw Percy in here for now until I get a load, so, you know, Thomas can just take Percy out for a joyride in the Troublesome Truck, I guess. Henry is really good. I really like the new Henry. Plastic Tender is a bit unfortunate, but, like, I think that's less egregious than a Plastic Annie. I like how just, like, Henry and all the Tender engines are nice and long, and just, like, you know, he's got the right wheels, like, everything is right about this Henry to me. And Thomas, of course, Thomas himself, yeah, this is just a good Thomas. Like, it's nice to just have a Thomas that isn't trying to be cartoony and wacky, you know, like, I mean, All Engines Go, again, it was fine for what it was, but it wasn't really what I wanted for a Thomas series. So it's just nice to have, like, a more realistic-ish looking Thomas, and it's very clear to me that both the All Engines Go and the 80th anniversary stuff really, like, gave the people that were making these toys an example on just the overall quality of these toys, specifically the diecasts, like, because the diecasts are really, like, these are probably some of the best Thomas diecasts we've had since, like, the Take-Along days, really. Like, well, Take-Along, Take and Play, like, before, you know, the dumb magnets. Yeah, like, I just think that, like, this looks just like a Thomas, and he just, you know, he looks like Thomas, he feels like Thomas, he's just Thomas, and sticking Thomas next to the, sticking the classic Thomas from the 80th range next to this new Thomas, it's really nice. I definitely want to get, like, an All Engines Go Thomas to stick right in the middle. As, like, oh, it's like a little timeline of Thomas, I guess. But yeah, like, I really do like the new Thomas, and the new Henry as well is pretty good, as I said. Yeah, I just think it's a good first impression overall of this new line. Again, truck is a bit disappointing in terms of just like the price you pay and you don't really get a lot. Annie is disappointing in just the lack of metal, and I kind of feel like it was a bit of a rip-off, but I mean, it's fine. But yeah, overall, like, I think this is a good first impression, and I'm definitely gonna try and collect the rest of these, and I'll try and do more reviews potentially. I'm not sure, depending on just like how easy it will be to review the rest of these, because I mean, this was not a perfect review for like my first real attempt at something like this. I'm definitely gonna have to like get a script next time, because just going off the cuff and just rambling is not very easy. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I have to say about these diecasts, and yeah, I'm definitely going to be collecting the rest of these, so yeah, if you want to get these, then just, yeah, like, let me know. I'm interested in seeing what you'll get, and yeah, if you want to get these, like, these are definitely pretty good for the most part. Like, these, I definitely feel like if you're gonna buy, you know, Thomas diecasts, you want, like, to try the new stuff, then try the new stuff, because it's not that bad. I know there's probably going to be more flaws later down the line, but for like for the engines that I picked, aside from Annie being a bit of a disappointment, you know, like, and aside from, you know, just the lack of a load in the Troublesome Truck for the price that you pay, yeah, I think that it's a good enough, like, starter pack, and I'm definitely going to be interested in trying the new truck out. I'll probably buy that Railroad builder kit with Percy, the plastic Percy. I'll buy one of the new sets eventually, just I don't really want to invest nearly 25-40 quid into a Thomas playset right now, because money's kind of tight. But yeah, I really like these new diecasts, and I can't wait to start collecting the rest of them. So I'm just going to stop rambling here. Yeah, thank you for watching, if you managed to watch all of this. And yeah, if I do another one of these reviews, I'll see you in the next review that I do. So yeah, goodbye! Also, just because I could, I put the new Thomas in my Take and Play tin of sheds alongside a bunch of my older Thomases, which is kind of fun, I guess. Also, I didn't really highlight the bottoms of the chassis, and I do like the bottoms. I'm pretty sure that means like it was made on the 10th day of 2026. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't get the T. Like, why is there like the little ticket there? Like, I've never really got why that was a thing. I know it's kind of cute, but like, yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I'll also show you the bottoms of all the others. Here's Annie. Assumingly made on the 11th day of 2026. Henry was made on the 12th, assumingly, and the Troublesome Truck was made on the 9th. So it's very clear that the multi-pack engines started production a lot later than the singles. But yeah, that's really it. That's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye!